Hey everyone, welcome to Powertime. Let's have a listen to what's on today's show.
To everyone, I think mental health and being able to speak about mental health is, the perception has changed a lot. So if you do listen to this, please share, please like, please donate. It is a great cause. So hopefully we can make this go viral.
So we started over 34 years ago, fast heading towards our 9 millionth response. So we've become part of the ecosystem of the way that children and young people access help and support. And thankfully, we have a lot of parents who are also referral pathways. And then,
It's power time. Get ready, let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Powertime. My name is Scott Meddings. I work for Microsoft and I'm joined here with my co-host Matt Noble. Noble.
Oh, you got it. What is going on? Your jet lag still from Seattle.
It's jet lag, right? It's jet lag, Mr. Noble. So from Get AI.
Wow. When everyone calls me Mr. Nable, we're going to have problems.
Yeah. So for those who are listening in, I got back from Seattle yesterday. So yesterday we had a week for our internal kickoff called MCAP Start. Yeah. So it was a fantastic week, Matt. Caught up with a lot of engineering, which is good. Took our good friend of the show, Justin Graham, out for dinner, and Dara, who have both been on the show, and caught up with Ray Schloss, who was on the show earlier. So it was great catching up with a few of the locals and hearing about what's going on in the industry right now. A lot of excitement.
Yeah, looking forward to probing and picking away at you and seeing what we can get out of you to share.
I can't share anything. The entire event is an internal event only, and I'm not allowed to disclose anything. So.
Yeah, that one's right.
Yeah, so we saw some great demos over the week, and it's more about connecting with my colleagues all over the world and going, hey, what's going on in Canada or what's going on in the UK and things like that. So
yeah, and
of course, as all the announcements have come through, the organisation is moving into 3 pillars now. So AI Business Solutions is the one I'm a part of, which is modern work and biz apps coming together. So, which is a fantastic idea, fantastic initiative, and we're really looking forward to getting that started over the next 12 months.
Well, you've missed a lot of intrigue in the AI space. I know there's been a lot happening in the last week. In particular, we saw the latest version of Grok come out that I think has changed the game a bit.
Yeah,
I think Elon's doing obviously a great job at the moment in that space, and Grok's going to get integrated with Tesla soon as well. I saw it in the US, so that's also going to be pretty cool.
I will say, I don't know, if you want to go listen to our predictions podcast, I believe I said that if my timing's a little out. I think I called it March or April where they'd surpass OpenAI because of the 100,000 GPUs they connected, and they've done it now in July. So I was a few weeks out, but I thought once these new GPUs spin up, away we go. And what's really interesting from what I can gather is the way Elon's training the models is really about synthetic data rather than having actual humans train it, and that's given him an edge. So yeah, I thought that was really.
He's a bit of a forward thinker, Elon. When he touches tends to gold. So I think he's got a bit of a team behind him, and obviously there's been some disruption to OpenAI recently as well. Obviously, Mark has gone hard and started to poach some really talented individuals. So there's a bit of an AI sort of arms race at the moment about who's going to get there first. So. That is also cool. There's been a recent by Perplexity as well. I don't know if you've seen the new browser that's come out with Comet. I think that's going to be pretty cool and something to keep out with. Actually, Dara posted that today, so I was having a bit of a sticky bit. That actually looks really cool as well. So lots of really interesting things happening in that particular space. Excited to get my hands on it. I haven't played around with it yet. I've been running workshops, to be honest,
it's good.
The last few days.
It's good to see it working. I mean, that's really positive, so it's good.
Yeah. That's a first. Yeah. No. I'm actually flat out at the moment. Which is good. A lot of interest in AI agents at the moment. We're building a lot of different AI agents use cases, and some of the stuff that we're building a lot of like common agent patterns as well. So there's a lot of interest with some of the stuff that we're doing. I'm not going to say the types of agents, so that's obviously a partner advantage that I want to obviously keep to ourselves. But there's some really cool stuff happening now. And the way that we're thinking about designing solutions is totally different. Like we're really trying to push the boundaries with some of this stuff and think differently. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's interesting. We've got a great interview coming up with Tracy Adams, the CEO of Your Town. And usually when we talk about contact center, we did a podcast earlier around the Microsoft contact center with Jennifer Lara. We've got Jennifer Lara coming on in a few days as well for a refresher of some cool stuff that's been going on in what we call Customer Zero at Microsoft. And we're always really focused heavy, and we talk about this in the interview around, how we can, really improve the bottom line by using AI in the contact center or more efficiency. But what's really special about this is that, it improves the amount of time that the counsellors can spend with kids and the more kids that they can talk to. And, I think that that is the heart of what AI is going to have the biggest impact in. And the tooling, the low code, everything around it is, how can we really just help more people? And so it's a fantastic interview. So I'm looking forward to having a chat to Tracy and really getting into the I guess the nuts and bolts of how it's gone with the CCAS transformation that they went through and how it's helping kids in Australia.
Yeah, I think one of the things that resonated from the chat was also, it's not just about, well, obviously the most important part is obviously the benefit they're getting to the kids and obviously the customers when it comes to Microsoft and Customer Zero, but it's also how do we support the staff members as they're having these conversations as well. I know Jennifer spoke about that a lot, about having the information at their hand to provide a better service. Yeah. And then again, Tracy spoke about, having the counsellors, having that information available is really invaluable as well, because ultimately they're able to provide a better service to the kids and the like. And like I say, there's a real big advantage of AI in that particular space when it comes to having those informations available as they're having these conversations. So again, that was something that kind of resonated with me when we spoke to Tracy, and obviously Jennifer, and I am very excited to talk to Jennifer again. She's a Powertime favorite. So looking forward to delving into what they're doing. I know they're doing some cool stuff with language translation and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to delve into that, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, and maybe we can take some of that information back to Tracy as well, and and really help out Your Town and the team. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all right. Well, mate, I think let's delve into the interview with Tracy. I think fantastic opportunity for those to listen in and support a good cause.
Yeah.
Keep an ear out for those listening in to a campaign that we're going to be supporting, and I'm going to try and get as many people as we can behind this, which is a campaign that launches on the 24th of July, so 24/7.
Yeah, no, it's something that's very important to everyone. I think mental health and being able to speak about mental health is, the perception has changed a lot. So if you do listen to this, please share, please like, please donate. It is a great cause. So hopefully we can make this go viral on LinkedIn and build a lot of awareness for what is a truly great cause. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, without further ado, let's bring Tracy onto the podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to Powertime. I'm really happy to introduce our special guest today, Tracy Adams from Your Town and Kids Helpline, who we're trying really hard to lean in and support on Powertime and also right across Microsoft Australia as well, to be able to help some of the initiatives and the kids that use Kids Helpline. But Tracy, maybe there might be a few listeners that have never heard of Kids Helpline before. Could you maybe just give us a small intro on yourself and what your organisation does?
Sure, thanks. Great to be here. In a nutshell, Kids Helpline is there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, across multiple modalities to make sure that no child or young person needs to deal with anything alone. So we started over 34 years ago, fast heading towards our 9 millionth response.
Wow.
So we've become part of the ecosystem of the way that children and young people access help and support. And thankfully, we have a lot of parents who are also referral pathways. And then on a bigger organisational level, Your Town is involved in everything from supporting families dealing with domestic violence, supporting young people into employment. We also have other virtual services, Parent Line, for example, My Circle. We're all about just making sure we're leaning in to help some of the most vulnerable across our communities.
Amazing. And as a CEO of an organization, what's kind of top of mind for you at the moment when it comes to supporting kids and what are you kind of seeing out there at the moment that we should all be thinking about?
I think at the moment for us, one of our big strategic goals is to really uplift our ability to meet the need and to increase our ability to respond in the moment.
Yep.
We often, refer to the moments that matter. And when those moments matter, we want to be able to provide that response. And we know that right now we have young people waiting for extended periods, for example, to reach a counsellor. We know that in those moments, young people can give up. And we really want to mitigate that from happening. So key priorities for us at the moment are doing all we can to lift our response rates in the Kids Helpline. And then organisationally really focus in on how efficient we can be, taking as much time saving as we can, because if we can save time somewhere else, that's an investment we can make into our critical services. And then, of course, from a revenue generation, we are primarily supported by community. We have a whole patchwork of funding, and that includes governments and corporates and community. But we really want to keep engaging in our community and making sure that when people have choice, that we are getting enough information to them about what they can get value back from supporting us as an organisation.
Yeah, and as a father of three daughters, I can certainly attest to the good work that you do in your organization and gone through the teenage years and things like that with my girls. So it's a fantastic organization, and we're here to try and support as much as we can. From a Microsoft point of view, which we talk a lot about Microsoft technology on this podcast and low code, you you have a great working relationship with Microsoft. You use Microsoft technology in the contact center, which is kind of how we met and things like that. Maybe you can just talk about how you work with Microsoft and the technology that you use a little bit, and what do you think is really important in a contact center today?
Yeah, we've really been on a journey with Microsoft now over a number of years. Previously, we had a lot of custom code developed infrastructure. And, our journey now sees us with the new Microsoft Contact Center solution being used across our fundraising contact center
Yep.
and more recently into Kids Helpline, into our parent line service. We're really using the Dynamics platform as well, particularly in our fundraising, and our intentionality is to build that out for all of our client services. We're also using Fabrics, and then, of course,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Microsoft Office suite is. So we've really become very much, I guess, a Microsoft house.
Yep.
Deliberately, and I think that that's a big point for us. We've deliberately chosen to lean into some of this new technology for the integration and the benefits, and not only from a usability perspective, but really from that efficiency perspective. As much as we can gain time back, that's more time spent with young people. So, we've really been in this space of, I guess, using technology, but also I think informing Microsoft about how these systems can continue to evolve to best meet the needs of young people, a- and those who are serving young people like our counsellors.
I love this, Tracy. I love the whole thing. Mental health is very passionate to my heart. I've lost a lot of friends from this in the past, so it's something that's nearest and dear to me. My partner works in the mental health industry as well. It's really great to hear, and I'm really excited to talk about one of the campaigns that you're looking to launch as well later on. But I guess now that you're full in the Microsoft ecosystem, how has that really helped you, have those more data-informed decisions as you move towards that more digital transformation within your organization? How is that helping, I guess, with the cultural shift within your town at the moment?
Yeah, I think culturally, having new technologies has really highlighted a number of key changes for us. And I think it's really validating a whole culture of curiosity. When you have so much information, when you have access to so much more, what are the things you want to know?
Yeah.
What information is really meaningful? What information lets you really take that on board to start to shape and change the way you want to deliver services and supports? Young people are great at sharing with us what they want. So how do we keep applying what they want to what we see and what we know are the capabilities to have? So that's really important for us. I think the other element is how we make sure that we can move through change at pace. And I think that's something else that we're really mindful of is having this deliberateness to move at pace. So when we have the new changes, that we're ready to go with them as quickly as we can, because it does impact ways of working. It impacts the things that people have become very used to. And when we think about the contact centre, for example, some of our counsellors have been with us over 30 years. So
Wow.
their commitment to young people is extraordinary, but they've been using very different systems for a very long time. So curiosity and change have become something that we have really tried to promote and lean into culturally.
I was going to say, any tips on getting someone that's used the same software for such a long time, adopting new software and things like that? We hear a lot of stuff in the Microsoft internal contact center and some of the things they've done, but yeah, keen to hear how it's worked for you.
Yeah, I think for us it's almost a little bit easier because we have this response rate, that uplift that we want to achieve. Our counsellors want to achieve it.
Yep.
And so, for example, if our counsellors tell us that one of the things that, does increase their concern is knowing that when they're on a contact with the young people, there's perhaps another 50 waiting in a queue to come through.
Wow.
So when we talk about introducing the new technologies, we're talking about the benefits that we want to realise. And for us, first and foremost, the benefit goes to our young people. And then we really put a lot of effort into explaining not only would there be benefits for young people, but benefits for the counsellors, in this case themselves. How could we make things more efficient and faster so that they could really put their complete focus into the young person they're dealing with and start to use the technology, and we're using some of the AI case noting functionality to enable that, so they can have that captured as they go. They still look at it, they still fine tune it, they still make their own nuances to those case notes, but it really lets them be in the moment. So we really tried to draw on the benefit realization right up front and take people with us on the journey so that when the tech is ready to be dropped, people are looking forward to it versus, I don't want to use it, I'm worried about it, it's not going to be what I've used to. So for us, it was really trying to create, I guess, the strong reason why we're doing it.
Matt, you know what I love about this? So much do we talk about reducing costs all the time in the enterprise. But here, what we're talking about is the more technology that we introduce, the more people can get access to the service. Yeah, such fantastic way to motivate it. It's just a great way to look at technology and how we can transform. So the more AI tooling that comes out in the future, the more kids can get helped, and that's just a fantastic message. So
it's also what Tracy alluded to before. Yeah, counsellors have been there for 30 years. They have a lot of experience. You might have new counsellors that come in that don't have that level of experience, so they're actually able to leverage some of the previous, knowledge articles or something like that within the systems. Ultimately, then provide a better service for the kids and also feel more comfortable as part of that training and uplift. Has that sort of been a common trend that you've heard when you started to adopt some of this technology, Tracy?
Yeah, I think, as much as we've got a wonderful base of really long-term counsellors, you're right, we do recruit counsellors all the time, and we've had graduates that have come in. So their expectation of technology was very different to what they were coming into in our organisation at the time. So what we really tried to do is, make sure that we've got this multi-generational usage of the technology. Over time, I think we have big ambitions about how much we can make things work even more easily for young people as far as how they use content in their wait journey. Because the reality is, will we get everybody that never has to wait? Possibly not. But while they're waiting, to be able to access content that's been curated based on their need and deliver that up to them in those experiences, that's all going to add a lot of value. And then from the counsellor's perspective, also being able to have content that might help them in their journey of providing counselling support. Because unfortunately, our counsellors do deal a lot in crisis. They don't know what the next contact's going to be about. And at least 10, 12 times a day, they will be dealing in a situation that requires an emergency services response. So there's a whole lot of things going on at the same time.
Yes. Yep.
And our counsellors need to be present and want to be present. And their number one priority is that young person in front of them. Behind the scenes, all the other automations and things that can happen just ensure that that whole safety net around a young person is being mobilised.
Yeah, so I can imagine AI safety and all of these things would be really key. Do you think, Tracy, that we'll always have a human in the loop AI kind of assisted journey for this? I'm assuming we probably will, but what are your thoughts around that?
Right now, our vision is that we will still, and young people tell us they want to see, they're comfortable with AI, they want to see it in their weight journey and supporting them with content that is
Yep.
meaningful to them, but they want the human connection as well. So all of these pieces together, I think, complement each other.
Yeah.
Create an experience that may end with a great experience with the counsellor who's present, who's capturing what's important. And then that almost flows back to the young people, because young people also tell us that eventually over time they love to be able to have their own opportunity to create access to their case file that they can update and all of these sorts of other elements as well. So we have a lot of vision in front of us that we still want to achieve. But I think it's the complementary nature of using new and emerging technology matched with this discipline, this human, heartfelt, professional support that really is going to create, I think, incredible value.
Yeah, a really human-centric approach, I think, to these things. I can just see so many use cases with digital agents and things and automation and stuff to help the counsellors out to stay connected to people. So I'm looking forward to the journey moving forward. Where do you think, what's kind of next for the organisation around AI co-pilots and things like that? Looking forward.
Well, I think we see them having a great role to play in our fundraising component for the organisation
Yes.
as well, and using it in our, as I mentioned, we use the contact center solution and the dynamics for our fundraising, using some of the AI agents in those spaces. Definitely seeing agents being used across our websites to deliver content and support all of that. Continuing to see it rolled out for all of our face-to-face services where we're doing case files and case noting and really ensuring that all of this. The other element, I think, is really in our data sets. We have probably the largest data set on children and young people in the country just by the sheer
Wow.
volume of responses we've delivered.
Yeah.
And, how we can dig into that data to help us be able to really draw attention to what's going on for young people easily and in the moment. And almost to get to the stage where we can be using that with partners and really, I think, amplifying what's going on for young people beyond ourselves and using it in research and all of these sorts of things, I think, are just going to be made so much easier than what we've always had the data. And I think we're proud of a lot of the advocacy work we've done, but it takes a lot of effort. And if we can take out all that human effort and use that effort to really focus on, what are we learning here and what does it tell us and what can we do with it, we'll just be in a far stronger pace organisationally, but across our community as well, I think.
Yeah, no, that's a fantastic idea. I could see Matt analysing that data to come up with statistics around, how many.
100%. You got me thinking. I'm still blown away. Was it 9 million correspondents and 9 million contacts? Is that right?
We're on countdown to reach that, and it's probably sort of around the middle of September. It will be a day to celebrate and acknowledge it. Obviously, we get here to those big numbers because of the trust in our community and because of the courage of young people and because of all the people who supported us. And, we're a long way from done. I mean, 9 million is a big number, but, we are excited by the journey we're on, and we're excited by the fact that we are increasingly seeing a generation of young people who are comfortable to seek help and support when they need it.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
That's an extremely positive thing. It's not that sort of message that you hide it in yourself. No, I think it's very common for people to reach out for help, which I think is a fantastic message. Definitely. Yeah.
So it's probably a good opportunity now to talk about a campaign that you've got coming up, Tracy, which we're super excited about.
Yeah.
And we're trying to amplify as much as we can. And we haven't asked for anyone listening to the podcast, but do you want to give us an overview of what you guys have been working on and what's coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so the 24th of July will be National Day of Giving to Kids Helpline, our 24/7 day. It matches the service.
Yep.
And so it's a great opportunity to recognise just how important it is to have a 24/7 service. We're really aiming on that day to really enable us to continue to build out in community support We've got a goal of funding from the day helping us do at least another 9,000 responses. When you think about a response, I encourage people to think about it in your homes, in your communities, in your local schools. These are kids and young people who use Kids Helpline.
Yeah.
And we've got a generation of parents now, many of them who, when I meet, they also share with me that they grew up knowing about Kids Helpline. And so it's really a day to lean in. $55 really could pay for a counselling session for a young person.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I think the greatness behind Kids Helpline really is that it's free, it's 24/7. And so there is no child or young person who cannot access professional support. And I think that's so important, to have equitable access no matter your social position. And that's what Kids Helpline has always stood for. All of our counsellors are professionals. And so the quality of care that's given is high, 24/7, the day of giving, and we've got some big ambitions behind it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic campaign, and hopefully it's something we can run annually that we can get behind and amplify each
100%.
year. So what the ask is, we're going to have some LinkedIn content that we're going to post. So we'll post it in our channel, and we just want people to share it and get the message out. We figured
Yep.
that if each person on LinkedIn has a couple of thousand connections and we can get through to a few thousand people there and they're all sharing it, then, on the day we can really raise some money. So which would be amazing and really help support. So fantastic campaign, great initiative, great timing, like the 7th of, was it the 24th of July on this, just, I really like it, Tracy. So thank you for allowing us to be involved in that. Really, really happy about that.
No, thank you for the interest. I think the 24th of July is really a perfect day for
Yeah.
us. And I think there's twofold. Obviously, for us, we're using the day to generate income. The other thing I would say to people is it's a great day to just have a conversation with children and young people about what Kids Helpline is about. It's always there. I met with young people just last week, for example. I said, one day your peers might ask you something that you don't feel equipped to help them with. Just encourage them and always know that Kids Helpline is there. So yeah, I think it's a great
Yep.
opportunity to just have these conversations, as you say, sharing it through LinkedIn. It's such a normalized conversation for people to have and to feel that we can all lean into these spaces. And the more we know about where we can help direct people to if they need it, the better off we are as a community.
Yeah, no, that's
100%.
fantastic. Yeah. And I think mental health just in general as well, for anyone listening
Yeah.
that might be struggling in their mental health, definitely now is the time to reach out. And this is just another gentle reminder of that. So
100%.
um looking forward, Tracy, to the next kind of, I guess, iteration of the work that you've been doing, where do you see or where do you think the biggest opportunities are to partner with tech companies and Microsoft and things like that for your organization? And I guess if anyone's got any ideas as well, I guess they can send some ideas through as well, which would be really, really useful after listening to this conversation. But, if you wanted everyone to kind of have that one thought in their mind on how they could support more and lean in, what would you suggest?
Yeah, I think from our perspective, if I look back on the journey we've been on with Microsoft, it's really about understanding what we each bring. So for us, we really want to lean into what do young people want in their future state journeys, and they're great at
Mm.
sharing with us. They tell us everything from we want to know when our counsellor is on shift. So we want to see integration with our people management systems, with our, new tech solutions in the contact centre. They say to us, we want to be active contributors to our own case files and case plans. And so that ability to create safe places for people to share information and outside of our own organisation is going to be really integral. The spaces where we are really curating content and delivering it based on, bots that are just asking a few questions and then really going
Yep.
out and finding the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
But I think conversely to that is also for us as an organisation, as I've mentioned, around data. What do we use it? How do we use it? How do we share things in a way that creates a good beyond ourselves as an organisation? What might that look like? How do we use all this knowledge to the very best of our abilities? And I think, leaning into expertise across its many, many ways and shapes and focus for us, we're always saying, invite young people into the conversation because they know what they want. They're the experts in their lives. take that with, our disciplines, our professionals, the tech professionals, and who knows what can happen. It's the art of the possible, I think, and maintain that open-mindedness to say, we may not know actually right now what our future state will be, but the exciting part is being willing to have the conversations about what it could be.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic advice there, Tracy. And Matt and I talk all the time about how AI can help in this kind of environment, and we think there's huge upside for your organization over the next few years. So looking forward to watching the journey. Thanks very much for joining us on the podcast. I know you're really busy as the CEO and you do a lot of good stuff. So I can't thank you enough for joining us and having this chat on Powertime. And if anyone wants to connect with ideas or anything like that to your channel, is it just through LinkedIn or a channel or social media?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. The organization's on LinkedIn, but don't hesitate to reach out. We're always interested in people's contributions. And I just really value being able to have the chat today, to promote our Giving Day on the 24th of July, but to really share where we're at as an organization. And, and I think we've been on this journey, with Microsoft for a few years. And, I really value people inside your organization having a sense of pride about what we're doing together, because we are doing this together and we're learning together. And I think social purpose requires that.
Yeah, awesome. And we look forward to supporting. With that, we might say thank you and have a lovely day, Tracy, and thanks again for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Powertime, your source for practical insights across Microsoft AI, low-code, and digital transformation. And just a reminder, this podcast does not represent the official views of Microsoft. The opinions shared are those of our guests and hosts. If you found value in today's episode, share it on LinkedIn, drop us a rating on Apple or Spotify, and subscribe on YouTube for more. You can also check out our full archive and behind-the-scenes updates at powertime.au and on Substack. And finally, if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please don't hesitate to reach out. In Australia, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14 or Kids Helpline on 1800 55 1800. You're not alone. Help is always available. See you next time.